Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Great to have you in the conversation with us today. And Jeff, are you there? I want to bring you in to start this segment. In fact, I might want to warn parents with young children that we're going to be talking about some adult themes here for the next few minutes. So just be aware if you have tender young ears in the vicinity. Now, I'm looking at a story from the Associated Press about what's going on in San Francisco. They got a city council meeting tonight, and what they are voting on tonight is a ban on public nudity. Here's how the story starts. San Francisco may be getting ready to shed its image as a city where anything goes, including clothing. City lawmakers are scheduled to vote Tuesday, that would be today, on an ordinance that would prohibit nudity in most public places. Now, apparently this is coming from the practice of a certain devoted group of men who strut their stuff in the famously gay Castro district in San Francisco. And they've been getting enough complaints in San Francisco that they are finally thinking about doing something about it. Last year, the guy that's behind this ordinance, last year, he got his colleagues on the city council, the city supervisors, to pass a law requiring a cloth to be placed between public seating and bare rears. So you can understand all the hygiene involved with that. Yet the complaints have continued, so now they're looking at doing this. And Jeff, we went back there kind of on assignment for AFA last June. We're monitoring what Home Depot is doing to push the homosexual agenda and support gay marriage. And we wanted to see if Home Depot was going to be in the San Francisco Gay Pride Parade. We wanted to see if they had one of their kiddie booths set up at the Gay Pride Fair to show kids how to make gay birdhouses. So we went back there to see that now, and we walked through that entire fair. We did not see any Home Depot booth. We didn't see Home Depot in the parade. They weren't on the schedule. I called the Home Depots in the area. No, we're just too busy to get involved in promoting sodomy-based marriage this year, maybe next year. But Jeff, the thing that struck me, and we were there kind of as the Lone Ranger in Tonto, and what using as delicate language as you can, Jeff, what was the first thing that we saw in San Francisco when we entered the grounds of the Gay Pride Fair?
We noticed men wearing nothing but a hat and hiking boots.
And there was a group of them, 3 guys. I mean, they were naked as a jaybird. That's the first thing we saw. And, and they walked around all afternoon, completely undeterred. Nobody said a word to them.
It looked like they'd been doing that a while, too. There were no tan lines or anything.
Well, I'm telling you, I think what we were seeing there, Jeff, are the guys that they're writing about here, the guys that strut their stuff through the Castro district there in San Francisco. And we ran into 1 or 2 other guys that were solo guys that were cruising around without a stitch on. One guy, I remember, wearing some kind of a crown on his head, and he had a little, didn't he have a little lunch pail like a Barbie or My Little Pony lunch pail? Yeah. Man, that was weird. So that's what was going on.
I also remember you mentioning that to the police there.
Yeah, well, you and I were walking through there, and the San Francisco police, they actually have a recruiting station right there in the middle of this Gay Pride Fair, talking about how diverse they are and how much money you can make if you just sign up to be a policeman in San Francisco. And Jeff, you and I went up and talked to the police officer, and do you, tell me what you remember of that conversation.
Well, I do. I was thinking of the other police officer when you were telling him, hey, do you realize there's a couple guys running around here with no clothes on?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I remember that. And he said, you're not from around here. And he said, this is San Francisco. I don't know if he said it was against the law, but it would never be enforced. And as a matter of fact, I do remember him saying that if they arrested those guys, they would probably lose their jobs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I was getting at. I asked this guy, I'm just kind of curious. I'm seeing these guys running around completely nude. I mean, completely, like Jeff was saying. And isn't there some kind of a ban on public nudity in San Francisco? And he said, well, yeah, there is. He said, and maybe there isn't. I don't know. Maybe he didn't know the law. But he said, yeah. And I said, well, then what gives with these guys walking around, like they are? And that's what he said. He said, look, if we arrested those guys, we'd be out of a job on Monday. This was on the Saturday. We arrested these guys on Saturday, we'd be out of a job on Monday. And by the way, Jeff, I noticed in this story that exemptions would be made, according to the Associated Press, for participants at permitted street fairs and parades, such as the city's annual Gay Pride event and the Folsom Street Fair, which celebrates sadomasochism and other sexual subculture. So apparently they're going to get a pass. They'll be right back there next year at San Francisco's Gay Pride Parade. All right, it's the airways are now safe once again for young, tender